Hey guys, I put in the Plays Mermaid cheat, so now we're gonna play as the mermaid for the rest of the Oh, I was just joking. There's not really a Plays Mermaid cheat. How silly of me. How could I forget something as vital as being able to play as a mermaid or not? Hello and welcome to Lonk's Awakening. In today's episode, we're gonna take on level 5, the Catfish's Maw. Yes, the Catfish's Maw. That is the name of the level. The Catfish's Maw. Because that looks like a catfish guy. Yes, that is actually the name. It is the Catfish's Maw. And it's probably not a catfish. That's just some dumb fish. There's no such thing as a catfish, because if there was, you know, cats wouldn't like eating fish, because then they'd be eating their own kind, because they're catfish. Oh, okay, I'm done. So this is actually another water level. I know, we've already had the Angler's Tunnel, but we're already on to another water level, just back to back. I mean, it's not enough that there's 2 water levels in the game. You know, they're right next to each other, and we'll go ahead and grab this, and, you know, this compass guy will be like, hey, I'm a compass, and I'm going to tell you that I'm a compass forever. There's a lot of these birdie guys with the masks in this level, which is a pain in the ass, because there's a lot of these rooms where it's like, oh, the puzzle to get into the next room is to kill all the enemies, and then, you know, the birdie mask guys are like, hey, we're real big douchebags to kill, because, you have to hit them in their back to kill them at this point, since we don't have a item for taking their mask off. So, you know, maybe it'd be really good if we could get an Guardian Acorn! That's better than whatever we were gonna get, so, you know, Guardian Acorn, so now we're like the most safe, because with our blue tunic, we take half damage. With the Guardian Acorn, we take half damage. So, you know, half of half is 0! That's how that works, right? That's how math works, and you'll actually get a small key if you go ahead and push those blocks into a square, because that's how Zelda works. If you walk into here, there's this odd mini-boss looking room, but there's no mini-boss. What's the deal with that? We'll never find out. It's just one of those mysteries that was never answered. These weighted puzzles, by the way, are pretty easy. You know, just jump on them, and if for whatever reason one gets weighed down too far, you can always just jump back to the past one and, you know, mess around with it more until you get it right. And I would appreciate it if you wouldn't be a huge jerk to kill. These guys might not be that big of a problem now that we have our sword beam, because we can, oh yeah, our sword beam hits them in one shot, either that or my thing went farther than I thought it did. We actually took a bit of damage despite, you know, being so fucking safe. But, you know, they're dropping hearts, so that's fine. But like I said, there's just a lot of these rooms where they expect you to kill these birdie guys, and it's like, that's the puzzle for the room. No, it looks like it actually works if you hit them from the side. I didn't think that would work. That's pretty convenient. The level 2 sword, despite having a few, like, graphical things that I like, you know, over the one in the Oracles, it loses its biggest draw for me, is it doesn't smash pots. If you remember, the level 2 sword in the Oracle game smashes pots, and that's just so convenient, so you don't always have to be pulling out your power bracelet to always move those jerks. And let's see what's over here. It doesn't look like there's anything to do over here. They gave us arrows. Oh, no, I know why they gave us arrows. For some reason, I thought we should shoot an arrow. You know what, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I was gonna say, I thought we might have to shoot an arrow into this guy's eye for whatever reason. But no, they were giving us arrows for an upcoming fight. Because there is a mini-boss in this dungeon that, no, arrows don't make gun noises. The bow and arrow makes the boss a lot easier. Well, actually, I'm not sure if it makes it easier. It definitely makes it a fun fight, though. But yeah, apparently, you know, arrows make gun noises. And here's the first mini-boss of the level, Master Stalfos, I think his name is. He fights just like the Stalfos, and actually he probably has a different name, but he's a Master Stalfos of some sort. He fights just like the Stalfos from A Link to the Past. You just gotta hit him in his weak spot and then drop a bomb on him. And that's how you actually do damage to him, because you can't hurt him with your sword. You can only make him fall apart. Now, he's not that good of a mini-boss. He'll try and jump after you and land on you and then hit you with his sword. But, oh, good job. You actually hit me. My compatriot, I'm sorry for saying bad things about you. He's not that hard, though. Just drop enough bombs on him, and then eventually he'll be like, oh, I can't beat you, I'm out of here. And he's just gonna run away. What a jerk. I mean, we can't beat him if he's always running away. But, oh well, he left this dungeon item behind. I've got what's inside this box. Come and get it. If you can, Master... And then he just has a skull. So I guess his name is Master Skull. He actually probably has a real name. But that's kind of the thing about this dungeon. This dungeon's weird, and that the mini-boss is just gonna run away from us. He doesn't want to fight, because he knows we can kick his ass. But he took the dungeon item, so we're kind of screwed. And I actually just jumped straight into that shrouded Stalfos, which unfortunately killed our Guardian Acorn. But we should be able to find another one eventually. Oh, damn it, I was really hoping that he would drop a Guardian Acorn right then. It would just be like, bada bing, bada boom, everything's perfect. I think we can do something, like, there's probably something we can dive down here. And there is, but I don't think we want to be there yet, because if I remember, there's you know, stuff crack-lacking over there that we just don't want to deal with. We do want to come in there and take care of that gel guy, And no, I don't want to come down here. Despite what you think, Tektite, like, I know you're just trying to help. I do not want to go down there, and yes, I know that's a weird object. The reason you want to come back here, though, is that gel that we killed. Sometimes it can be a pain in the ass, because that door is the door in the room that we had to kill that gel in. If you don't kill him, that door is a door that requires you to kill all the enemies, and that took me much longer to say than it should have. So sometimes he can be kind of like a jerky jerk, and you won't be able to kill him since he's on the other side of the room. But we already found the second hiding room of where, this guy's gonna run off to for the boss fight. And let's actually get our bombs up so we can do some damage. You gotta kind of hit him right. Actually, to hit him's kind of a bit fidgety since he has that shield. So finding the right spot to hit him can kind of be hard. I really like to have my Rock's Feather out, but you have to have your sword and your bombs to be able to hurt him. So it's just more convenient just to have them both out, since you're gonna be pulling them out anyways. Just like most bosses, just getting him into a corner and then beating the crap out of him is like the easiest way to beat him, and he just ran off. So, oh well. He's gonna run away a few times. There's actually 4 rooms that we're gonna have to fight him in. And luckily for us, there's a third one just up ahead, so it was good that we fought him then, because normally I end up fighting him like way out of order, and then I end up getting lost. And they're throwing a lot of bombs at us, which is actually why I increased our bomb count. And oh, Lonk, don't jump down there. Which is why I increased our bomb count, because I think you actually need bombs quite a few times in this level. I'm not actually sure if that's true, but I will say it's true because they're throwing a lot of bombs at us. And oh yeah, see, look, that jerk respawned. Luckily you can hit him from that side, but just sometimes it can be a bit fidgety. So now we're fighting this brand new mini boss that we've never ever seen before. I don't know how we're gonna figure out how to kill him, because we've never seen a mini boss ever fight like this. So we're just just shit out of luck. We're not gonna be able to do anything to this guy. And I wonder how many bombs he takes, because he kind of like swaps out. Yeah, like, was that 2 or was that just 1? Because like the first time he took like 4 shots. Like, I'm sorry, I wasn't counting or anything, so I'm probably like dead wrong. But he kind of changes it up, like how many shots he needs to die, because he's like, how much pain he'll take will change each time before he's like, oh, no, I'm gonna get out of here. And by that I don't mean like it's random. I just like there is a set amount. It's just going to be different from room to room. What he just decides is just too much for him. So we got the map, so that was pretty nice. I have a feeling that you might actually be able to get the map without fighting him if you came there before you actually fought him in the other rooms. Kind of like how there was that one room that we went into at the beginning that looked like the mini boss room thingy. That we got the small key, and like you can go into it if he's not there. Like you'll notice that there's an amount of blocks. Like that first time we fought him, there's 1 block, and it kind of builds up. And actually, I think that room was over here. So then there was 2 blocks of the second fight, 3 blocks of the third fight, and then 4 for the fourth fight. And we're gonna walk in there with a piece of power. So we'll be feeling like a I was gonna say we're feeling like a badass, but Link's probably feeling pretty terrible. Lonk's probably feeling pretty terrible, because there's a sword coming out of his side. Thank you, graphic issues. I appreciate, you putting a sword in my boy Lonk. I mean, geez, that's just a terrible, terrible fate. Luckily he has the blue tunic, so he just doesn't feel it at all. He's just like, nope, I'm Lonk, I can take it. I'm a boss, I can do it. And we'll just get through all you Stalfos who are trying to protect your boss, but we're gonna take him out, because he can't stop us. We want that dungeon item he took, so just bring it on. You again, you keep going and going. I can't outlast you. Alright, let's do it. So now he'll fight us to the death. This is the last mini boss room. The last mini boss room he's going to be in, because there is actually another mini boss in this level. But he's going to give it his all and fight us one last time, and let's see if we can actually, manage to hit him. And now that we have the piece of power, he like flies back when he hit him. Not that it matters too much, because I guess it does matter, because we can get him in the corner and just beat the shit out of him. So we got this fight. There is no way he can, have a dark horse victory. Not that he, ever had that chance, even if we didn't have the piece of power. But there we go. Goodbye, Master Skull / Stalfos / whatever your name probably is. And hello, Hookshot. Yep, we have an honest-to-goodness hookshot. Not a claw shot, not a switch hook, a hookshot. So now we can just, start having the most fun, because actually we're sadly going to need our sword to be able to get through these crystal guys. Which is a shame, because I just want to play around with Mr. Hookshot guy, but I think we should be able to play around with him now, seeing as we got by those crystals, because the hookshot will not break those crystals. The hookshot, just like in other Zelda games, pulls you towards stuff, pulls these guys' masks off. If you hit them in the right spot, it just murders them. So this is a great item. I don't think it does the stunning thing it does in most games, or, well, not most games, but in some games it kind of does the stunning thing, I think. Actually, is that even true? No, I don't think that's true. don't know why I'm thinking that. But, you know, not the switch hook, it's a hook shot in this one. Hook shot's just super useful. It can latch on to, like, anything. Like, blocks, actually, does it do these crystals? No, it doesn't do the crystals. But it does blocks, treasure chests, like, you name it. It is so useful. And we just kill those guys, like, easy. They are no problem for us anymore. And actually, this takes us to that water area. And I'm not so much interested in that water area for now. It might be the right way we're supposed to go, but I actually want to explore a little bit. Because there are a few treasures we can get up here. I almost said over yonder, which I suppose would still be grammatically correct, but you know, whatever. I don't say over yonder. I mean, what am I? A person who says, actually, wait, no, is this the area that takes to the water? I have no fucking clue where we are anymore. I am not going to lie. I am completely lost. Oh, no, this is the water area. Darn it. I ran by the area I wanted to go by. Well, we can turn around. It's not like we, you know, walked forever and ever to get here. I mean, it took like all of 2 seconds to waltz over here from over there. And there's a lot of staircases here, which is kind of a not so much a bad thing, but it's easy to kind of get lost because I think there's actually a very important item in this dungeon that doesn't show up on the map because you get to it and it's in a hidden area because it's hidden by the, you know, the stairwells. So that's kind of a problem. Now, I walked in this room earlier and ran away. That's just because it's much easier to get across with the hookshot. And also, it's impossible to get the item from this without the hookshot. You might be able to trick it out with, like, a super insane jump. You might not be able to, I don't know. That looks like a thing that, you know, some people would be able to do, a super insane jump to get across. But you're supposed to have the hookshot, so you know we might have done a money glitch with the shot, but you know we're not going to cheat all the time. Whenever you see those little like curled up thingamajigs with the hooks on the end, you can unravel them and make bridges, ladder bridge things. This pot's really good because it has a fairy in it every time, so it's guaranteed to have a fairy. So that's pretty neat. How many keys do we have? One. We'll use our key here. Why not? We'll see what's in here. And what's in here is another mini boss. Yep, 2 Gomas. No, I actually want my arrows. You can fight these guys with either your arrows or your sword. At this point, since we have the level 2 sword, I think the sword might be the easier way to go about fighting them. But personally, I just want to use my arrows, because this is one of the biggest uses that the arrows get, unfortunately. Despite being as expensive as they are, they don't have a terrible amount of uses unless you just love using arrows. Now, these guys are kind of jerks to fight, because most of the time they're just going to run at you, but the only time you can hurt them is when they open their eye, which they only really do to shoot fireballs, which is a shame, because they just love their charge attack, and they just never attack. I don't know if there's something to you know, make them attack, but they just don't seem to attack that much, in my experience. Their charge attack is very, like, it has great range, because they just run across the entire room. You know, chances are it's not going to hit you unless you have both of them alive, and they can kind of corner you. But, you know, honestly, they probably will end up doing more damage with their fireball move if you just want to sit there and spam arrows like I like to, because you can get 2 off, and I always try to get more. But I think after you shoot 2, it's probably just in your best interest just to run away. Because you probably won't be able to get a 3rd hit in, like we've seen. We haven't been able to get a 3rd hit in. And it looks like he's speed. Oh no, he just sped up for a second. So 1, 2, and then we'll jump. Oh no, he's dead. Okay, bye, Mr. Goma. And I think this will actually make our warp, like most mini bosses do. Which is kind of weird. The skull guy doesn't make a warp, which I guess makes sense because he has, you know, 4 rooms. So the game's like, I don't know which one counts as his room. So that would take us back to the start, but we don't really need to go back to the start at the moment. So we'll just check up what's, you know, going on over here. And let's get out Mr. Hookshot again, because he is awesome and will get us to where we need to be after we, you know, kill a single Goomba and just leave him there just with the other Goomba. So that other Goomba's just going to be there for the rest of eternity going, I wish I had a friend. Looks like we're going to have to come back after we get a key. So we'll come back after we have a key and the boss key, because if I'm correct, I believe that takes you to the boss room. So we'll come back to this area later. Which is a shame, because I was so sure that this was the right area, and I think you can actually, there's a shortcut to get out of here if you don't want to go through the other room, and it actually looks like you can't go through the other room, because you can just move one of those blocks. So that Goma is more of an optional mini-boss, because you don't have to fight it. Or at least I don't think you have to fight it, because there's another way to get to that mini-boss room. And honestly, we might actually end up taking that. I just like fighting the Goma guy, because, you know, it's an excuse to use our arrows. And I would be using our arrows now, but we just got Mr. Hookshot, and he can kill everything forever. He's the best. So honestly, I was probably in the right area before, when I turned around, whenever I was like, no, I don't want to be in the water area. The water area being that area with the the diving pool, as I've christened it. But we'll just come over here, because there's some neat things you can get with your hook shot, including a key, I think. So we've actually probably mostly cleaned out this dungeon, because that stairwell that I've been avoiding in the room that had the chest that would have had the hook shot in it had a Captain Skull guy not taking it. That will take us to the boss key, I believe. Actually, will it? Does it take you to the... No, I think that takes you to the second... and actually, we need to be over here to get out of here. Don't know what I was thinking. I think the water area takes you to the... Maybe. I am so confused. I'm just going to check that stairwell and see what happens, because I am actually very, very interested. This level's kind of just one of the more interesting levels, in my opinion, in the game, with, you know, having the multiple mini-bosses, and just Captain Skull guy is just afraid of you, because he's like, no, I don't want to fucking fight you, jeez, and there's Cheeps in here, and it looks like you can jump on the Cheeps. I didn't know you could. Well, I guess, you know, it is supposed to be like Mario, so that makes sense, and actually this isn't the right way, but this way actually loops you around to where the mini, not the mini-boss room, but the boss room is, the same way the Goma room would take you, if I am correct. We'll just kill those stars. And we don't need to worry about money since we have 999 rubies, or rupees as they're actually called. But see, this will actually loop you back, and I think you can push that block and it'll take you back to where we were. But we don't want to go there. We want to go back to the water room, and I think this might be a quicker way. We'll just have to, you know, kill some Cheeps, those horrible monsters. These guys can actually be, like, kind of bad if you don't jump on them. Although I suppose you would need your Rock's Feather to be able to get, you know, to where you're going, because you're going to need to jump. I mean... So I guess those guys aren't bad at all. I don't know why I said that. Like, everything in this dungeon's really easy after you get the hook shot. And it's just so much fun. I just love... Like, just the hook shot in this game is so much fun. But I guess, you know, this game is modeled a lot after A Link to the Past. By a lot, I mean, basically all of it. And how lost am I? Where's the water area? I can't find the water area now that I want it. And actually, now that I think about it, we actually had to go up rather than down. Oh, yeah, that's another neat thing about the hookshot. You get a frame of invincibility while you're shooting it. So that's really sweet. And it looks like we can hit the Stalfos when they're in the air. So no one is safe from our hookshot, yet we are safe while using it. It is the best, like, the best weapon. And here we go. We're finally back in the water area. You know, I didn't want to come here the entire dungeon, but then, you know, we finally need to come here, we can't find it. And we're actually going to need our sword if we want to take care of those bloopers. Because unfortunately in the water you can't shoot your hookshot down for whatever reason. And that Goomba guy is just going to sit there in that little pocket of air until he breathes it all up. So, you know, that's another Goomba we're leaving just to die on his own. And we'll just go ahead and grab you, and this should be the boss's key. And then we'll be able to, you know, get back to Mr. Boss Guy. And I think we'll use Mambo's Mambo to get back to the beginning. Because that will put us very close to the, no, yeah, that'll put us right on the warp, and then we can use the warp to get to the Goma's room, and then everything works out perfect. So I guess that's the reason you want to kill the Goma, because it ends up being a quick way to the boss. So you fight an optional mini-boss, and then you get a quick way to the boss. That's pretty good game design. I likes that. Let's go ahead and get out our sword, because we're probably going to need our sword. You know, seeing as we're coming up on the boss. I don't think the boss of this level... No, the boss of the level actually does use the hookshot. I don't know what I was thinking. I mean, it's a Zelda boss. It'd be heresy for it not to use the mini... I was going to say the mini-boss, but no, it'd be heresy for not to use the dungeon item. I guess that's why there's another way to get here, because you do need the dungeon item, so I guess it's just kind of like an optional way just to be neat. So let's go face the boss of the level. So, you are the outsider, come to wake the windfish, kihihi, I shall eat you. Now this is one of the better bosses in the game, in my opinion. I think his name's just like Slime, like he has some weird name like that. Now there are 4 of these Slime Eel, that's his name. There's 4 eel guy heads. What you want to do is you want to have your sword and your hook shot, and you want to avoid his tail. You can avoid his tail by hugging the wall, so you're always going to be safe if you're hugging the wall. Oh darn, I pushed the wrong button. You want to pull, whenever he like shoots his head out, you just want to grab him with your hook shot to yank him out, and then just beat the crap out of him, because he'll have weak points, which are fairly obvious. I don't know if you'd be able to tell that was his weak spot if you know, just had a naked eye and not like, you know, special, like, video game eyes. He's kind of a weird boss, because sometimes he can take a really long time to fight, and sometimes, you know, you can just beat the crap out of him really quickly. I think you only actually have to kill one of the eels to be able to win, but The other 3 are fake eels, I think. I'm not actually sure how that works, because I just, you know, haven't tested it a lot just to see how it works. But I've had times where I just like gang up on this eel in the bottom right, and, you know, after hitting him enough times, he's just dead, and even though I never went after the other guys. Like, see, look, he's dead, even though we didn't go after the ones on the left. So, it's just kind of a weird thing. And, what do you mean I don't know what kind of island this is? It's an island! Come on! There's not, like, different types of islands. Jeez. You may be a boss, but you sure are stupid, and I should actually grab your heart. Because I would not want to leave without your heart. I mean, I would if this was a 3-heart run, but it's not, because we want everything in the game, including this item, the Wind Marimba! So now we can, you know, Marimba it up with her Mambo's Mambo. Just all the M's in the world, and, oh, that was, that opening note was a bit crazy, because, you know, Game Boy sound effects, oh, how I love them. Even if they just kill me inside, they're still great. So there we have it, that was the Catfish's Maw. Shrine, an island secret in the shrine. So we'll have to go check out the shrine in the next episode, because, you know, Lonk's just gonna sit on this catfish's tail and just try and figure out why he's not eating him. Like, why aren't you eating me? Come on, eat me!